Welcome back everyone to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So we're 2 races in, ready for our third event, which will be in Sydney here in 17 days. And so far, the season could not have started much better at all. Driver standings, we are 4th and 5th right now with 6 points for each of our two drivers. And in the team championships, we are in 3rd position. And you can see only 2 points out of first. So things are great. We still don't have a great car. Our car is basically average for the grid, and our drivers are definitely nothing special either. We're average on the grid there too, but we've had some great finishes. Let's go ahead and run through our emails. Yes, we're still dropping quite a bit of part condition during the races. So what kind of interview they've got for us. Let's see, is it a sign that you're not focusing enough on your car reliability? Okay, it's not that we're not focusing enough, it's just there's not enough time. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Yeah, let's just go ahead with that. Okay, that got us nothing. The outcome was 0 for that. So we got nowhere. All right, and we're not quite ready to work on repairing our car. So now that is ready to go. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Now, we know we want to get our gearbox up and going. And let's see. We've got a new gearbox that is 8 days away. That'll leave it 8 days to be worked on. I'm still not sure that's going to be enough time. However, we do have a couple of gearboxes here that we can use. So we're in good shape there. Let's see what else we want to work on. Our engine has been in great shape. Let's go ahead and work on the suspension as well. Let's see, do we want to? Yeah, let's just go ahead and line that up and see what we can get done. Make sure to remember to move all of our reliability, all of our work over to the reliability as well. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward. I know we got some sponsorship deals to look at. And so we'll take care of that pretty soon as well. Okay, so we're at 52, 58, 61. Okay, we're in pretty good shape here. 10 days remaining until the race. Let's go ahead and take a look at those sponsors. Looks like we've got 2 more races before any new sponsorship deals come up. But let's see what we've got on this one. So this is no good at all. In fact, this is horrible. This is our best deal. I mean, but come on, 200,000, 100,000 per race. This is atrocious. There is no reason for this. And this is part of the, I guess, the idea of the game to sort of randomize this stuff, because granted, we don't have 100% marketability yet, but we're not doing bad. I mean, our marketability is above 80%. So the idea that we're going to get somewhere around 100 to 200,000 per race is terrible. You know what I mean? But this is terrible. And then here, you've got a pretty good deal, almost 600,000 per race there, and 500,000 per race there. And now we're all the way down to 100. There's no reason for that. So those are the kind of things that you get aggravated about, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Let's make sure, okay, reliability is still king there. And I know we've got a new part that's going to be ready to go here very shortly. Okay, let's go ahead and work through these next few days. There we go. Now we've got our new gearbox is ready to go. Okay, good shape there. And now I'm going to simply add the new gearbox in here. So we're going to be in pretty good shape on the gearboxes from where we started off the year at 415 to now up, 50 plus points above that. So very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and remove that. And this is already pretty close to the maximum. So performance really isn't that big of an issue for me right now. More than anything, I'm worried about this reliability. So now let's see, what kind of parts do we want to work on next? Well, our option, let's see, engine is probably not going to be what we want to work on. I would love to work some more on acceleration, but I just don't think we've got any room to do that. Let's see what we've got with one of these. Maybe let's look at brakes. Let's see, brakes right now we're at 440. Let's see what room we've got to go from there. So this will get us to 475. Then I see another 30 there. Okay, again, we're going to stay away from the risk level. Okay, I'm not sure why anybody would want this. Why would you want plus 25 and plus 5 reliability with 2 extra days when you can just get plus 30 right there? Okay, that makes no sense. Let's go ahead and build that. Let's see what we can do as far as our brakes go. Again, we're in fairly good shape across the board. It's just a matter of what all can we get better on as the year progresses. Okay, so now we've got 8 days left. You can see our new brakes are done. Okay, let's see. Of course, we've got some more emails, none of which we really care a whole lot about. Okay, and let's go ahead and again with the brakes, we're going to go 20 and 30. That'll get us over 500 there. Let's see what else we've got. This isn't bad. Again, because this is looking to be our last season, I'm not terribly worried about the fact that this will not cross over into the next year, but I like the plus 40 there. Not worried about that. So either one of these would be very good choices, so we'll continue to move along. Let's go ahead and build that. Only going to cost us 380,000. Not that we're particularly worried about that, but you can see we're moving our way up in the brakes, so that will not be a weak point for us as we get closer and closer. So right now we're at 75% here, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and use these last couple of days and just do all we can for our newest part here and see if we can get that, up close to 70 itself. All right, let's see, just out of curiosity now, let's find out how close we got. Okay, 74, excellent. That is exactly what I was hoping for. That is perfect. In fact, I'll go ahead and add this last one back on there. And let's see, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead as we get ready for what we're going to do after next race. Let's go ahead and add the suspension in there. And again, anything north of 70 is good. Anything around 80 is great. And then, of course, anything above 80 is just a bonus. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and step it up a little bit. Let's look at sixth. Sixth has not been an issue so far for us to get one of our cars up into that position. I would love to be looking at this one, but we're not there. Let's go ahead and let's see. So we've got our newest part, and again, because we've not spent any time working on brakes reliability there, okay, we're going to go ahead and move these up because it is a little bit more reliable. Okay, still good there. I need to move both cars up there. So both cars getting 30 to 40 point increases on the gearbox there. That's very nice. Okay, now we're getting one driver that is particularly happy, and then another driver is just so-so, as Shirian doesn't have quite the car that her co-driver has. So again, we'll be looking for hopefully 6th or above in both qualifying and the race with at least one of our drivers. So I believe we have everything set as needed. Let's head to Sydney. All right, qualifying and practice out of the way. Let's take a look at our knowledge bonuses. We got 15% for both cars on race trim, and then we've got a pit stop bonus of 50% faster tire changes, which again will hopefully help us with any potential penalties that it gives us on pit stops for choosing the fast rather than the normal. And then we got soft tires at plus 10%, which I figured was a little bit better than the super soft, which is only a 5% bonus. And the reason is, if you look, there's no track grip at the very beginning, and that is because it is going to start raining pretty much immediately in the race. So we're going to be starting out on intermediates. Now, our setups are not particularly great. We had 80% is all we could get here, but I've made some fixes which should get us much better than that at least above 90 for the race, but we're not going to worry a whole lot about that. And then you can see we can get 10 to 12 laps on intermediates. It's a 14 lap race, but of course fuel in this particular series and based on the rule set is your dividing factor. So we could try to make this on one stop. Of course, the thing we don't know is how the weather will turn out. Of course, I've not built any of the HQ either building or upgrades to help me out long term, seeing what is going to happen with the weather in this very short race. So I'm just going to have to go with the fact that it's going to be raining here at the beginning. I'm still not going to push extremely hard on the engine right now, maybe some at the end of the race, depending on how our parts condition goes. But for now, I'm just going to have to start the race with both drivers full of fuel and not pushing. So we're not going to push the engine on either one. And also, I'm going to start out by pushing here. We're in 6th and 10th, so pretty good starting positions. As you can see, we both made it, both cars made it into the final and third qualifying session. So we're in good shape. Remember, our bonus is for finishing in the top 6. So I'm pretty excited about our capabilities of doing that based off of speed alone. But again, everything can change once you get into the race. And you can see the rain is already starting. The track's still pretty dry right now, but very quickly this is going to change. The key will be our fuel. I'm not going to try to make this on one stop. I'm going to leave the fuel where it is. Let's see. So we're using about 0.9 roughly fuel per lap. So there's a chance we might make this on one stop. And we've got a crash. Somebody's out of the race already. Okay, so we've got one car that's falling back. I did not want to have to do this, but let's see. It may be, in fact, in my best interest to go ahead and slow down this car and see if I can make it on one stop with them, since they don't appear to have the speed right now. So we'll split up our strategy a little bit, make it a little bit more fun, and maybe not. So that didn't take long at all. So never mind that strategy. Let's go for it and get all we can get. So our best car is now out of the race. So how about that? In a split second after I made the decision, everything changed. Okay, so they're wanting to come in for wets. No reason to do that. For sure, no reason to do that. Let's see where everybody else is. Everybody else is pushing on fuel, so it doesn't look like anybody is trying to make this on one stop. All right, we're at 69% on the tires. Boy, does that did not work out good for us at all. With that, now as soon as we pick up a few positions, we turn around and we lose them once again. So we are not off to a good start in this race at all. All right, so we used our boost. Now, let me turn that off with automatic. All right, here in the next couple of laps, we're going to have the ability to come in for some new tires. We're on lap 5, and fuel is actually looking great to make it on one stop. So we'll see what happens here. And they're complaining about on parts. Okay, yeah, this is good here. We're at 1.85. At this point, there's no reason not to try to make it on one stop. We're this close, and I think we're going to be able to do this. Let's go ahead and have them push as we're nearing the end of lap 6, starting lap 7. There we go. So now we are running first. Everybody else has already come in for their dry weather tires. I have hung on a bit longer. Again, and the reason wasn't to save the tires or anything. It was simply to see if we could do, oh wow, we're right in the middle of being able to do this on tires. Okay, let's go ahead and put on the super softs. We're so close. There, let's go ahead and see if we can stretch this. We'll make a few fixes. Not too bad, only 12 seconds. And we're going to try to make this stop as quick as possible. All right, so you can see second place is on dry tires, so they're going to blow by us as soon as they get to me. But overall, I think we're in good shape with this. We'll see how the part condition affects things. Okay, let's go ahead and take that back off of pushing. Okay, so all the parts, and we're going to come out in, looks like 10th position. Okay, that's not bad. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this on the lowest engine setting for the time being. I don't think there are many other cars that are looking to do this race on one stop, but again, we'll have to see. But I'm going to run at least a lap, maybe a lap and a half on the lowest engine setting. And then we're going to see how it goes on fuel from there. I'd like to put it back on. How about that? I took it off of auto on the ERS and then promptly forgot about it. So okay, I think that should be enough time. So let's go ahead and put that back on the neutral setting. All right, if there's going to be any more pit stops, I would imagine they would be either next lap or maybe even lap 12. But most likely going to be about next lap. You already see the 9th place car is going to be coming in. Now we need 6th in order to get our sponsor bonus. That's not looking great right now, but we're not that terribly far out of 6th. Oh, and they did not come in. That car did not come in. Okay, so they stayed out another lap, maybe. So this brings us up to 5th, but of course, 6th, 7th, and 8th are right here with us. Oh, and looks like that car just ran out of fuel. Okay, so we're doing pretty good now. You see, if you look at the top right-hand corner of the screen at the mini-map, you can see that right now, you know, you got 5th and then 6th is a good ways behind us. So as far as pace, we're in good shape right now. And we'll see, looks like everybody ahead of us has already made their 2 stops. And let's see, what are our parts conditions that he's worrying about? Okay, I think we're going to be fine. 29% is our lowest. We've only got a couple of laps to go. I think we're in great shape there. Okay, remember, top 6 is what we're looking for. Naturally, we'd love to have even higher than that. That does not appear to be in the cards for us right now. Here's something to keep in mind. Imagine what we could have accomplished had our number 1 car not had a wreck. Let's see, parts still looking great. Yeah, we're looking great for one more lap. We'll speed things up a little bit, see if we can make it up to 4th. He's a little bit too far ahead of us, I believe. You can see here about 5 seconds ahead. So we're easily going to make it on fuel. No problem whatsoever on that. So we're looking at a top 5 here. That's pretty amazing. Well ahead of 6th and 7th, and you can see 8th position as we finished the race was not far into their lap on the final lap. So overall, a great race for the team. Again, it would have been a lot better off. I think we'd have easily got a podium here with Fetterman had we not had that crash very early on in the race, but things are what they are. So we'll deal with that and we'll move on. So we do come home with 1 car in points paying position. This will probably hurt us in the team standings, but the good news for us is we did hit the mark both in qualifying and in the race. for our sponsorship bonus. Okay, so now our driver standings, we're now 4 and 6 instead of 4 and 5, where we were at the beginning tied at 6 points apiece. And then we are still, okay, I thought we might drop out of third in the team championship, but we managed to stay a few points ahead. We're falling, of course, farther and farther behind the top two, but we are looking very good for third place right now. Let's move through these last few screens. Can't imagine that we're going to have any huge changes on the morale screen. Okay, so we're still 100% here with both drivers. We are, for some reason, we dropped a little bit on the chairman happiness. Maybe that was because of the wreck. But otherwise, we're looking pretty good. I'm actually not sure why the marketability would be affected. I mean, granted, this is extremely minor. Not sure why it would be affected at all. I mean, one crash, we still had the top 5, but maybe that's because we didn't finish in the, oh, never mind. Just saw it. We came in 5th team-wise, and we were expected 4th. Okay, so that would explain it. That's just me not paying enough attention. All right, so our income, we only lose $839,000. Again, that's a few $100,000 below where we've been. That's because of the nice sponsorship bonus that we earned for this race, leaving us even more money going forward in the season. So with 3 races now under our belt, we are sitting at 3rd position in the team championship, and our drivers are in 4th and 6th place respectively. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager.